How's it going, boys and girls? My name is Cowwy and welcome back to the Carrot Club. In today's video, we're going to continue our scripting series, learning some math operator so you can do some basic calculation in your game. For example, if you have seen games like Simulator where you get a lot of coins, gems, and rebirth, they use a lot of math in those situations to make it all work. We're going to go over what these math operators are, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions, modulus, and exponential, so you can start seeing how game data actually change. If you're new to this whole Roblox scripting thing, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any of my content. I'm making a whole series of scripting tutorials so you guys can have an easier time learning this stuff. And with that, let's get started. So what exactly is a math operator? You probably have seen a lot of this in school. They are the symbols like plus, minus, multiplications, and division. If you're like screaming in your head right now thinking that this is some kind of math class, it is not, okay? It just so happens that you need to know some math when you are scripting. So for example, if you are making a simulator game, then you need to add scores every time someone clicks. Stuff like that, so nothing really complicated. So we're going to take a look at these operators because at some point you're going to use them and you want to be aware that they exist. So the first set of math operators that I want to go through is addition, subtraction, multiplications, and division. So typically when we do math in scripting, we put the answer inside of a variable. You'll never see a script that does something like this, 10 plus 20 by itself. What that means is always put your answer inside of a variable, something like this. Local A equals 10. Local B equals 20, local C equals 10 plus 20. You can do it that way as well. Or you can use variables like local D equals A plus B. Whichever way you choose, it's going to add up to 30. And for subtraction, you can do something like local Y equals 10 minus 20, which will give you minus 10. And for multiplication, you can do like local I equals 10 multiplied by 20. Finally, you can do division, local J equals 10 divided by 20. And that will give you 0.5. So these are not the operators I want to show you in this video because they're just really basic and self-explanatory. You can actually learn them on your own very quickly if you need to. So the next operator is modulus. This is one you probably never heard of because in normal math situation, you won't ever need to use it. But in scripting, you sometimes do find yourself wanting to know what the remainder of a division is. So if you don't know what that means, let me give you an example. So I have a variable that keeps track of time. The problem is they are in seconds. You know how some games that have an elapsed timer, like in Towers of Hell, it goes from 8 to 5 and then to 1 second and then the game's over. So in this situation, we want to use the modulus to convert seconds into minutes. So I have here local seconds equals 65. But I want to know how many seconds is left if I were to convert it to actual time, like 1 minute and 5 seconds. The 5 second is what I'm interested in. So if I want the seconds only, I will write something like this. Local S equals seconds percentage 60. So the percentage sign is called the modulus. And then if I were to print this out, you'll notice that S is 5 because 65 divided by 60 is equal to 1 with the remainders of 5. That'll give us 1 minute and 5 seconds. So right now you probably won't find this useful because there isn't any situation in your game that requires it. But in future videos, we're going to start building games and we're going to run into problems that will use this. And you're going to find this operator very, very handy. So the last operator that I want to cover real quick is the exponential. Now, if you don't know what this means, it means a number that grows very, very fast, usually by multiplying itself many, many times over. So for example, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 would equal to 16. This is an example of exponential growth. Or you can do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 would equals to 81. Now, in real scripting scenario, you wouldn't type all this number because if you have to do this 200 times, it will be very tedious. Instead of typing all the numbers, we will use the exponential operator to shorten it down. So local exp equals 3. Exponential operator, which is the caret sign, and then 4. So what this means is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And that is as simple as that. And if I want to do it to 200 times, then I can say local big equals 3 exponential 200. And this is all you need to know about math operators. So thank you boys and girls for watching, and I'll see you in the next video in game or at the Carrot Club. Take care everybody.